China's foreign minister warned today that the U.S. and China could be heading toward a conflict. This follows comments from China's leader Xi Jinping yesterday, where he blamed the U.S. and its allies for recent challenges. CBS News senior foreign correspondent Elizabeth Palmer is following this for us from Tokyo. Elizabeth, good to see you again. We've talked about this big meeting that's been taking place, or that took place in China, and sort of the mapping out of the Communist Party agenda moving forward. How serious are these threats from the Chinese foreign minister?
Well, today was the day where we were all going to get the signals on foreign policy, and China doesn't disappoint. The headline is that China really doesn't like the pressure it's feeling from the U.S. on all sides. As you mentioned, Xi Jinping commented. He is said to have told a closed meeting of close advisors, and I'll read it to you. Western countries led by the U.S. are implementing all-round containment, encirclement, and suppression against us. And that would comprise the economic measures and also the military buildup here between the U.S. and its allies. And the theme was picked up by the foreign minister today, Qin Gang, who said that the U.S.'s actions in the Indo-Pacific, and here he's really talking about the military buildup, amount to the U.S. trying to set up an Indo-Pacific NATO. And then he warned specifically that it could lead or would lead to conflict and confrontation unless the U.S. put the brakes on. So definite pushback and a warning, but no details about how China may or may not react in the coming year.
You know, quite recently, China had put forth a multi-point peace plan to help end the war in Ukraine. But China's and has offered to be sort of a go-between, sort of a peace to help hammer that out. But what we saw was the Chinese foreign minister reaffirming China's friendship with Russia. What do you think that messaging is all about?
Well, I think it's deliberately ambiguous. China is trying to pick its way through this minefield, if you like. I can tell you exactly what he said, which on the face of it seems to indicate that China is not looking to escalate the conflict. He said, between fanning the flames and lowering the temperature, we choose the latter. So that's reassuring. But then he went on to say, we didn't create this crisis, so why are you punishing us with sanctions and bellicose talk? He did not say, we are not going to supply weapons to Russia. That's the big question. It's probably in play at the moment inside the Chinese leadership, and we got no steer at all. It may be that China will do it, but covertly through a third party, but it doesn't seem that even that decision has been made yet.
You know, and we also learned that China is going to be increasing its defense budget by a 7.2%. I'm wondering how much of foreign policy, China's foreign policy, and domestic policy for that matter, but is really directly connected to Xi Jinping. And are there any other voices contributing to this in China?
He's surrounded himself by loyalist people who are not necessarily the technocrats who've been running China, or at least steering policy over the last couple of decades. So that would say that everything it really is being directed by Xi Jinping. He is reorganizing some of the ministries to bring them under direct control of that inner circle. The inner circle is composed of loyalists, so he's the man. And what he says goes. We don't really know yet. The big question is whether he's going to try and de-escalate the tension with the United States. After all, the U.S. and China are enormous trading partners. They can't do without one another, or whether he will think it's in his strategic interest to dial up the heat. So we're going to have to wait for that in the coming months.
All right, Liz, thank you very much.